My father demands that I give my half-sister a job and a piece of the land I inherited from my grandfather after he abandoned me. They tried to attack me, but they all ended up on the floor. My dad and his siblings hated my grandfather for good reasons. Growing up, their dad was an abusive alcoholic towards them and my grandmother. When she died, my dad and his siblings all left home when they turned 18 and never returned. Except for my dad, none of them ever spoke to him again. My dad spoke to my grandfather twice after leaving home. I was 8 at my mom's funeral when I first met my grandfather. He approached me, kneeled on the ground in front of me, and introduced himself, asked how I was doing. But before I could say anything, my dad had pulled me away from him. He yelled for a bit, then dragged me away. I was 11 when I met him again. When my dad dropped me off at his house and left me there. A few years later, I discovered it was because my dad's new wife didn't want me around. You might think my dad was a posse for doing that. I know I did, but it turned out to be the best thing he could have ever done for me even if I hated him for it. My grandfather and I became very close. His alcohol-filled days were long behind him, and he taught me everything. He owned a lot of land. A lot of land. He taught me how to grow vegetables,